What's up, sports fans? I'm your host, Nick Raffio. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of the Graff Report. I'd love to introduce and welcome my next two guests onto the Graff Report. My first guest, who coached hockey at Saugus High, and he was a hockey announcer for Saugus TV in the vintage years. He currently coaches at Bishop Fenwick for hockey. He also works at Waterworks Lawn Sprinklers. He graduated in the early 80s from Saugus High. Please welcome Coach Bobby Boom Boom Bauer, Bobby Maccini.
Thank you for that introduction, Nick.
Thank you. My second guest, who coached Pop Warner football, some baseball, some softball, and some basketball. He also coached JV hockey, and he played hockey at Saugus High in the vintage years. He graduated in '86 from Saugus High. Please welcome Coach Andrews, Coach Kevin, the Andy, Kevin Andrews.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome to the Graff Report, gentlemen. So awesome to have you guys on the Graff Report.
Thank you.
It's great to be here.
No problem. Let's talk about the bio and background about you guys, shall we?
Sure.
Start with you, Kevin.
What would you like to know?
About like coaching career and stuff like that.
Yeah, so me and Bobby both grew up in the same neighborhood in Cliftondale.
The projects.
Of Saugus. The hockey community back then was very tight. The families were very tight, so everyone knew everyone. Parents knew kids, kids knew parents. And it just took over from all the great coaches that I had that I just continued it on. I started when I was real young coaching baseball at like 15, helping out, and then I started coaching Pop Warner at 18. I think JV hockey with Bobby, I was 18. And then from youth sports were girls softball when my daughters played, American Little League, National League, town team basketball, youth wrestling. I think I've touched every sport almost. Lacrosse wasn't around. I would have tried.
Bobby?
I started coaching in youth hockey back in, the early 80s. Probably when I was still in high school, me and Jimmy Quinlan, who I coached with at Bishop Fenwick, we started, some coaches quit in the youth hockey division. I think it was a bantam team. And they were having some parents coaching in the youth hockey program, who I think Russ Murray Sean's father was president, asked us to go to help out and coach the team, and that's where it started. I started coaching there, and then in youth hockey, and then I started coaching at the high school level as a volunteer after I was done playing hockey. Chris Serino hired me. I was on as a volunteer at first, and then he hired me in '86, became a assistant coach at Saugus High. That's when I was doing the announcing because cable TV was new at the time in Saugus in the early 80s, and they asked me to do some commentating. Started there at Saugus High right up until Christy Serino retired. Then I was on with Billy Falaska and then again with Scott Brazes through high school. Stopped doing it for 10 years, and then Louis Finicaro became head coach at Saugus back in the 90s, and he hired Jimmy in 1999 when they won their first state title. Yeah. So if you played youth hockey or played hockey in this town in 1999, and Peo was actually an assistant, Jeff Palani, who you had on your last show, Big Daddy Peo.
Big Daddy Peo.
Oh, yes.
Big Daddy Peo.
It's so funny because when you had those guys on that time, I'm like, wow. Yeah. Nick Raffio has reached the big time. He's got Michael Chiklis and Vanilla Ice on. That's who I thought it was.
Michael Chiklis.
No, but Peo was, I remember going to those games when Saugus High was in the state tournament. Louis Finicaro, head coach, and Jimmy Quinlan, assistant coach. And I remember being in the stands with Peo, and I'm nervous as hell that they were going to lose. And Peo goes, they got this game 6-0 all day long, because Peo was so plugged into those kids back then. Yes. In the late 90s, because he was coaching, and sure as it could be, they beat him up. They beat up, I think it was Canton.
I think it was
Canton. They beat Canton for the state title. It was the greatest night if you were a kid and played Saugus hockey
Yeah.
back then, when they won the first state title, the whole town closed down, big party at Kowloon, people in the streets. It was just amazing to win the state title that year. So after that, Jimmy became head coach. He called me up, asked me if I would coach, and I said, yeah. And that's how it started with me and Jimmy being high school coaches. Won 2 state titles again after that, and then after that, when Jimmy retired from coaching, I had my hip replaced. I retired, and the next thing I know, we're raising all the money for Saugus High hockey. We started the Saugus Varsity Hockey Club. Jimmy Alcott was involved with us.
The alumni, yeah.
So we started doing that to raise money for the Saugus High program, and then Jeff Natalucci became coach, and we do fundraising for him and raise money for him for uniforms and coaches' salaries, and that's how Varsity Hockey Club started. And then we were having a meeting at my house for a fundraiser for golf, and Jeff had mentioned that the Bishop Fenwick job came up, was available. Jimmy goes, I'm applying. I'm like, I thought it was a joke. He applied, they hired him. He goes, are you in? I go, yeah, I guess. And that's how my coaching career started. But I know now, like when Jeff Natalucci and all that coaching staff, they do an excellent job at Saugus. I mean, they are in tune with, where this program needs to go. They back all the fundraising with us, and they're involved. And Jeff, we meet at my house, and now I know why Jeff drinks so much, because Olivia Churches plays softball with his daughter, and if you've ever sat through one of those softball games, you know why Jeff drinks every day. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Some interesting stories there, Kevin and Bobby. Some funny ones in there. All right, let's show the clips, highlights, and some photos. Let's start with Bobby's.
Can't imagine what this is going to be.
They're black and white.
They're black and white. I'm in a loincloth.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Look at all those names.
That's back in the early 80s.
Dwayne Oxley, Dave St. Pierre, Jay Staples.
Oh, there I am.
Saugus got a real battle ahead of him in this third period.
Yeah, I'm sure that Coach Serena will rally the troops to get back out here and pull this one out of the fire. I wonder if the conditioning of the Saugus players will become more of a factor as the game goes on. We know that come third periods, often we see the opponents start to tire as Christie keeps throwing 3 solid lines at them. Hopefully that will come true again tonight.
Hey, Kevin Wortman still doing an outstanding job. He's playing double shifts out there. He must be really getting tired. Every time he gets a puck, he's bringing it. But he's usually by himself on all 3 rushes. On one play, Maccini was too tired to be up there with him. Wortman had to try and do it all by himself. Saugus still mounting an attack, but they have yet to be able to put the Savio attack on hold. Usually during most games, Saugus has been able to neutralize the other team's offense. That ain't the story here tonight. Dom Savio is all over us tonight, and we just can't, we can't counter with that many goals, because they're a powerhouse, and they're coming right at us.
Well, they're a tough team, and you can tell they're well disciplined, they're well coached, and they're a clean, hard-hitting team. You should mention the fact that we have hit the post 5 times, but those don't count, and I'm sure that they'll get a few breaks in the third period and go ahead. We did see a little more checking on Saugus' part though in the last 2 minutes, something that seemed to be lacking through the middle part of that period. At the end, we saw a few of them start to rattle the Savio players. Maybe that's the key to turning the game around, take the body and dig the puck out of the corners and get some goals up there.
And one thing is for sure, is that Saugus is having a little bit of a defensive lapse. Too many of the Savio players are standing all by themselves in front, and that they've counted for 5 goals. And Saugus is behind now 5-4. End of the second period. I'm Bob Maccini along here with Whoopi. We'll be back with third period action right after this.
Whoopee.
Let me tell you.
Lost.
Oh, boy.
They're flying. What can you say? Christy Sereno worked them hard this week during practice, and the players are now responding. It's still 1-0 though. We need more. Their goalie for English has really kept this game a close game. Of course, English just qualified for schoolboy hockey by beating Salem the other night. That kind of takes the pressure off of not having to win against Saugus to make the tournament. But they are trying to show Saugus that they deserve to be in the tournament, which they do. Their hockey program for English has come a long ways as well.
Yeah, they haven't qualified for the state tournament in 10 years, since 1977.
It's coach.
78 season when they qualified. That was the last time they qualified. So, you know, they were a long time coming. And they're finally here. But I'll tell you, Lynn English, they're a hard-hitting team. And Saugus, you know, also is really a finesse team. But when it comes down to the hitting, Saugus is just, you know, as hard as Lynn English.
Well, who does Saugus have to play the winner of? Do you know who their next pairing is? Is it the winner of Reading and whoever is playing Reading? I'm not sure what game is next.
That's very good.
I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. I'll be honest with you. I'm just glad the way the outcome of this game, because Stone will put up one heck of an effort here tonight.
I'm fucking speechless. I can't even talk no more. Giroux's on the draw.
That got by the editor.
Yeah, it did.
Great game. 3-0.
And I'll tell you, Saugus looks like their Boston got inbound.
Yep, that was the game right before the Garden.
Tell you, great outcome to a great season. Which score? I'll tell you, Saugus battled the whole game. Top 2 periods scoreless. Finally, 6-minute mark of the 3rd period. Saugus scored a key goal. They kept working, and they came out 3-0. Now they go into the Boston Garden Monday night against who we're not sure. And I'll tell you, that's a fine Stoneham team out there. They played a great game. Look, my color man left me. Hey, where'd you go?
You know, Saugus Cablers comes a long, long way with how Jimmy and Sean do the games and your Graff report in between.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm scrounging up the local ice cream man.
Whoopi. Whoopi. And listen, he
Like,
cleaned
are
up
you
nice. Whoopi looked great.
I know, right? The suit and everything.
He sounded great.
Oh, my
I
God.
forgot Whoopi did that.
Good God.
Whoopi was a big fan.
They could have called that the Whoopi Report.
Yeah, let me tell you. Whoopi was one of a kind.
Yeah,
He's
God
missed.
bless him.
He's missed.
Now they do the Graff Report at the end of each end of the periods during the Saugus games.
Yeah, between second and third, right?
As the second intermission.
Second intermission, right.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the questions for both of you guys. Before we get to there, we got one more highlight to show. We got Kevin's highlights.
Oh, boy.
Show Kevin's.
These will just be guys getting medevaced out of the rink. Big Daddy. Brother got a mullet.
Joe Bob. I think I do have a mullet. I'm always at the end. Where was I?
That's 87.
At 87? That's just my highlight.
You're not in there. You're not in that clip.
I was looking for the Antosca, Maddie. Oh, boy.
Wow, you have a high school picture, huh?
Oh, some good stuff on that. That's your team photo.
That's senior year.
Yeah. Whoopi's made the picture. I wonder where I was.
Whoopi's in there.
Oh.
Where are you? How come
I don't
you're on
know.
that picture?
That's a good question. You and Donnie Collins.
That was painted at the high school on the wall forever.
Oh, no kidding.
Christy paid me to put a picture of me up there.
That's awesome. Oh, there you are. Look out, kid. Oh, that's the Belmont game.
This is at Northeastern. Oh!
Yeah, don't do it, kid.
Tackled.
That was my one move.
Look at that. Look at the toe drag.
See that?
Good stuff.
Sounds static on this.
The old
Yeah,
tapes.
it's old day VHS back in
Yeah.
the day. I mean,
Uh-oh.
you just went off like a hand grenade.
Put their second line out. Paolini, it intercepts it. Loose puck, he's bumped by number 5, Scott Isles.
This is
Now
not
Isles
really-
fires it around. Now there, Paolini walks out. Save, Ciccarelli. Chiza with it behind the net. Chiza fires it around the board.
Is that Jacoya? number
Yeah,
10?
it's Chicago.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Good stuff on both the highlights there.
Listen, one thing about Kevin, when he was a player, because I was a coach on that staff,
All 3 years you were.
they used to put stickers on people's helmets for goals and points. They would put a sticker on the helmet. So the guys with all the points would have a lot of stickers. I begged Christy to make stickers that were just ambulances to stick on Kevin's helmet, because every time he hit someone, the ambulance
12
would
times.
back up to the Zamboni door and take a kid off. True story. I go, we got to get ambulance stickers to stick on his helmets. Oh
I
yeah,
had 12 notches on my helmet.
that was good
That was
stuff.
a good year.
Yes.
You
And the
hit people,
thing
they
that-
broke like glass.
I had it easy because especially my senior year, Kevin Wortman was my partner.
Yeah.
So I could stay back and play defense and let him. He took the puck and he just did what Kevin Wortman did best. And if someone came back, I hit him and got the puck. And then the
Right.
best thing I could do was give it to Kevin.
Right, Wordy
and
was
watch him go.
Wordy was good at just pushing people in your direction with their head down, and then that
Yep.
was it. And then you would just, I just
Believe it or
you'd
not,
hit
that
them,
was
it would be
something
like
we
a
worked
yard
on.
seal out
That was
there.
something he would purposely send them my way, so I'd hit him, and then the puck would be free and Kevin would take it. That was something that we actually
Good
did.
stuff.
Yes, and speaking of Cats, they're doing Cats over now.
Yeah, it's
They're
about
doing
time.
Cats over. They're doing the whole renovation. What do you guys
needed
think
it.
about the renovation?
Oh, the rink is definitely needed. It's something that we've pushed for a million years.
Well, I mean, when me and Jimmy Quinlan were coaching at Saugus High back in early 2000s, we are responsible for building that locker room. Jimmy Quinlan spearheaded that whole thing of getting volunteers, raising money. I mean, when it came to raising money, Jimmy is an ace at it, and we raised all kinds of money, built the locker room, Saugus High's locker room. That's all Jimmy Quinlan's hard work, getting that done. And, and the rink just fell in disarray with, after Saugus wasn't managing it anymore.
Yeah, the new ownership.
It's just a bad scenario over there, with what happened. But finally, new management, and it's starting to look up, and it'll be a good place to play hockey again.
Yeah, everything is being all done over with scoreboard and boards and glass and everything.
I know Alcott's trying to get a press box.
Oh, that's what he's been pushing for.
With a heat and a
And
refrigerator,
a mini fridge.
ring dings, yodels, funny bones.
The thing is, too, is Saugus, like, we were lucky. When we were younger, Saugus always had a good hockey program. The youth hockey was stuffed. You had A teams, B teams.
Yeah, it's what I mean.
And we did Canada trips, and then as we got older, Canada, we did Falmouth trips. And then the high school years, especially when you coached, we started off winning the Northeast Conference Championship, then on to the state titles. But Saugus has always been in love with hockey. Always. Even when the teams didn't do well, they get support from the town. They just love to watch Saugus hockey, no matter how they do. Always.
Mm-hmm. And got some other questions for you guys that you guys will enjoy. This one's for Bobby. You love the Rolling Stones.
I do.
Do you have any stone tattoos?
I do.
I can answer that because I was lucky enough to play with Bobby many years after. And we would play up at Hockey Town, and the epitome of the Stanley Cup up there was
There better not be pictures
it's the
there.
milk crate. And every year when we would win the milk crate, we had great teams. Bobby would go out there in his cup, his skates, his shirt, and his helmet, and showing his Rolling Stones tattoo, skating around with the championship trophy. So
Yeah.
I have seen the Rolling Stones trophy. I mean,
Yeah,
tattoo.
it's on my butt.
This
I
one's
didn't see it close up though. I just.
Yeah, you have.
all right. This one's for both of you guys. What's your best stance routine to the Buffalo stance? It was a big hit in the '90s.
No, it was a big hit in 1989. That's what Alcott fed you that question.
What do you got? What's your favorite stand? What's your favorite dance
My
routine?
favorite dance, I mean,
Yes, Alcott, see? I'm
he's
looking for a
just-
street hockey question.
he's I don't know. Like when I'm back in the day, it was a popular song, and I was pretty lick it up back then. And when it came on, I used to dance. So I don't know. I really don't have any dance moves. I'm not a good dancer.
What
I have
about
no
Kevin?
rhythm.
My favorite dance?
Dance move
Uh,
back in the '80s.
back in the 80s? I don't know if I had any dance moves.
Reverse cowgirl? It's a good
Yeah.
one. All right. Woo!
All right, the next one.
I got a question for you, Nick.
what's
Since we're asking questions, and I know Jimmy Alcott threw that question at you. This is a good question.
Okay.
We got to get this Hall of Fame stuff between Sean Murray and Jimmy Alcott put aside. Okay, we got to settle this. So I'm going to pay for an hour at Kazabuski. I'm going to rent the ice, and then they can get out there and they can settle it, man to man.
I think you'd only need to rent it for like 7 minutes.
You do
Yep.
the commentating
Yep.
for the one-on-one game, and then we'll settle this. They can fight, they can do whatever they want, settle it, see who the real Hall of Fame is. Because, I mean, they keep going back and forth about it, and I think it's time to settle it.
Oh, that's a.
I'll ref.
There's a lot of other guys, too, that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Your brother, absolutely. Donald Maccini, Jeff Palini.
Jeff Palini all
I
day
think my
long.
brother Mark, who was an outstanding goalie with 2 Northeast Conference titles, should be in there. But there's some stuff that needs to be corrected. I don't know. I don't know if you have to be nominated, how it works.
I just want to see Sean and Jimmy out there.
That would be-
I want to see Sean and Jimmy out there, and we can have a medevac helicopter out in Pacha Field just in case.
And
'Cause one
playing
of them's
against each
gonna
other
vapor
one-on-one.
lock. What?
Playing against each other one-on-one.
Absolutely, one-on-one.
Yes.
We'll get goldies. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's a very good question, Bobby. Next
Here's
one.
another. Here's a better question. How long does Alcott stay in the makeup chair before he comes on TV? They must have special suits like with the horizontal lines to make them look thin.
What was best
That's
is
what you get, Fridge, for the buffalo stance question, buddy.
What was best is you could hear him laughing in the other room.
That's a good question, but I'm not really
that's
don't really
beautiful.
know about that one.
Okay.
The fridge.
I
The
gotta go.
fridge.
I gotta go one that is not hockey related. It's
Okay.
music related. Who are your top 3 favorite bands / groups of all time?
Okay.
Did Alcott write all these questions?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Okay, so my favorites,
Bands.
number 1, Jay Giles Band. Absolutely Jay Giles Band. First concert I ever saw when I was a kid. I loved the Rolling Stones. Jimmy Quinlan turned me on to the Stones when we were teenagers. I loved the Rolling Stones. And after that, I would say Brian May's band.
That, you know it. It's a good one. Brian May's band. Yeah, I mean, for me, for bands,
Yeah.
it would be like The Doors.
Oh, the
you know,
Doors are awesome.
Led Zeppelin, The Who. I mean, of course, the Stones, Jay Giles band, which we both, got to work with the Jay Giles, with Peter Wolf, Brian May's band. I mean, singers, Elvis, The Boss.
And this next question's for the Andy.
Oh, look at it, Bobby.
Where was your favorite place to play street hockey?
In front of my house, on the street, is usually where I like to play street hockey.
On your street.
On the street, yeah. That's another Alcott question.
Oh, my God.
Where did Alcott take you to? Anna Parker?
Yeah, Anna Parker is where we were from, so we played a lot down Anna Parker. Before the tennis courts were set up for rinks, and then we would play in my neighborhood, Johnson Terrace, Maple Street, Staff Road. We'd play wherever there was a hockey game, we played.
Yeah, street hockey was great.
That's a big thing to do outdoors. This one is also for Andy. You love the art and drawing stuff. You're a good drawer. What is your favorite kind of art?
Simple. I guess it would be called sci-fi, fantasy art, Frank Frazetta, like Conan pictures, stuff like that I've always drawn. I'm working with Bobby now, drawing a project he has for Coach Serino. So I've done all kinds of artwork. I've done some Pop Warner stuff, some football stuff, some hockey stuff, all throughout the years. Some murals at
You
the
got
high
the
school.
picture in your pocket?
I do have the picture.
Take it out.
I take out the picture in my pocket.
So right now we're designing a permanent monument for Christy Serino down at the new high school field. ACOG is involved. I think I mentioned it to you, Nick.
Yeah.
But that's my drawing,
So let me see.
my render of
I
the
don't know,
drawing.
I don't know if you can see this. I will tune up this drawing. But what Bobby wants, I don't know if you can see it, but this will be in the new stadium, the Christy Serino. And it'll be all granite, and there'll be his plaque in the back with these walls coming around, and then pavers, and then in the pavers will be the headdress with number 5, Christy Serino.
His retired number.
His retired number, and then all kinds of landscaping. And when you go to the new stadium, that'll be dedicated
see,
to
but
Christy.
if you look at
you'll
this-
you'll get to see that.
This is like a kindergarten kid drew it. You know what I mean? It's sloppy and it's not very good, but Kevin is such a great artist that when he takes this over and does it the way it's supposed to be, it'll be the most beautiful thing you ever saw.
We hope, but it will. It's a
will.
great design.
That's a very good drawing for the stadium, for Christy Serino
Yeah.
Stadium. That's
Oh,
a very
yeah.
good drawing, and that's very good that they named the stadium after him.
I don't see like you could debate on things back and forth. I don't see how there's any debate of who it could be named after. I mean, we still call him Coach. So Coach, never mind just hockey, but football, baseball. I mean, he
Everything.
was a stud in every sport, and I'm not just talking like the best on the team. It was like here compared to everybody else.
A big jump.
Yeah, huge
And as,
jump.
and as a group, as his former hockey players, I
Yep.
mean, we loved him like a father. And we visit his grave every year. We all get together, a bunch of us, me, Dwayne Oxley, Louis Finicaro, Jimmy Quinlan, call everybody, we all get together. By the way, Nick, these are Saugus Varsity Hockey Club t-shirts for you to spread around.
Oh, nice.
Get one to the fridge, because there is
Is there a double X in there for the Andy?
there's a double X in there for the Andy, and there's one labeled circus tent for the fridge.
It's got it comes with ring ding stands already on it.
Thank you very much, Bobby.
You're welcome.
All right. The first episode, I had Jimmy Alcott Jr. and Brendan Ronan on the Graff Report. The second episode, I had Maureen Alcott on the Graff Report. The third episode, I had ACOGs and your teammate Peo from the vintage years
Yep.
on the Graff Report. What do you guys think about those episodes of the Graff
I
Report?
actually got to play, so when I was a sophomore, Anthony was a senior. He was a senior defenseman, and him and Paul Ventry were the senior defenseman on the team, so I got to learn under them. And then by the time I was a senior, Peo was a sophomore, but he was way better than me in 10th grade. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, Peo's
We
a
were
great
lucky
player.
enough my senior year to have a third line that could have been a first line on any other team between Peo and Boucher and those guys. They were
great line.
They were a sophomore. That's why we won what we did. We just had 3 strong lines, but I thought that was great.
Peo, awesome skills, awesome.
Yeah.
Good with the puck.
And just
dishing
smart
it,
with the
shoot.
game,
But
smart with the
I
game.
mean, he had that red hair. Everyone called him Ginger.
Yeah.
Made fun of him.
And speaking of
Match
ACOG,
the greats.
speaking of ACOGs and Peo, the Martian Fall League is coming up soon.
Yep.
And you guys are having a fall league for Bishop Fenwick coming?
Well, yeah, I see quite a bit of those guys when I'm at the rink, because that's what we do all summer and fall is watch bad hockey. So, yeah, I always run into those guys. We play each other every now and then. Sometimes we end up in different divisions because Fenwick's D1 and Saugus is
Yeah.
D2, but every now and then we do play each other. But I see Peo and Anthony all the time at the rink. They do a great job with that summer program.
The fall league, you meant the
Yeah,
Martian?
yeah, the Martian League.
What's cool about it too is once you leave and you start coaching, especially when you leave and you go to a different school, like Bobby's at Bishop Fenwick, but all the kids, no matter where, they know a couple of kids on every school, so it's really connected. And when you're younger, you just know Saugus when you're on the team. You don't know any kids on any other teams unless you happen to play on a club team. But as a coach, you know kids all over the school system, the college system, and it's you take pride in seeing kids that you've coached move on and do great things.
Yes, yes. Very good compliments.
Like your brother CJ, he's up at UNH right now.
Yes, UNH. He's a junior up there.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll wrap up today's show. I want to thank Bobby and Kevin for coming aboard on the Graff Report. Thank you, guys.
You're
Staying
welcome.
aboard.
Thank you for having me.
You're doing a great job too, Nick. I mean,
Yes.
all the stuff you do, and not just the Graff Report. Even like I watched the Boston Latin Saugus baseball game, and that was excellent, excellent game. And I have to thank you for the night that you were at the Little League field with me over at Grabowski Field.
Yeah.
And it was Colin Church's last Little League baseball game, and you were doing, what's that, Instagram Live?
Instagram Live.
So the sad thing is we were drinking all night at the guardrail, and I had to pee. I was in the woods peeing, and when Colin got up to bat, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I hear Colin Church is up at bat, and I'm like, I hear the crack of the bat, I come running, my shorts are down, I come around the corner, people are shielding their kids because they think it's a pedophile coming out of the woods. Thank God you were there with the phone, because I missed the hit. Oh, I got back out of the woods. He was at first base jumping up and down. They had won the game. And your commentary that night, I have on my phone, and it is absolutely amazing, the play-by-play that night.
Thank you very much,
The
Bobby.
story was better.
His play-by-play is excellent.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Thank you very much. And
You're welcome.
the Instagram Live got me to this level of play-by-play. here
It's
on the
excellent.
CD.
It's absolutely excellent.
No, and it's great just to see someone pushing Sachem's Saugus Sports and making it available for everybody. So it's
Like
really
I said,
cool.
the Boston Latin Saugus High game, what was that, a playoff game?
It was a state tournament game.
Outstanding game. Outstanding.
Oh,
Outstandingly
that was a
done.
good run. That was a good run.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is the last episode of Season 1. Stay tuned for Season 2, which is just around the corner. Also, stay tuned for the future events. You can catch this episode and all the other episodes of the Graff Report on our Vimeo page at vimeo.com/Saugus Television and on Channel 8 in town. Have a good night, Saugus. See you next time.